This video is going to be a deep dive of 6 different things in regards to how to write a page turner that most people won't tell you. So, number one, the hook is extremely important when you are getting started. Okay, you can't just throw some words on a page and call it a book. The hook, it has to grab the reader in by the collar and let them know, listen, you're not going to put me down until I'm finished. So it does have to be exciting, whether it is a juicy murder mystery, a love story full of drama, a plot twist that has your head spinning, and that you need an opening line in. You have to make sure that you start with an opening line that does hit hard. So something like saying, the day I found the body, I was only trying to buy some damn coffee. Okay, something that's going to make people really be like, damn, what's happening? Number two, the characters you love or love to hate. People want to read books about folks that they can root for or people that they can absolutely wish that bad things happen to. It is all about creating some completely complex characters. You can't figure out sometimes if they are a hero or a villain. Sometimes they have to be flawed. It's also important to keep it real enough so that you can't help but care what happens to them. When you're writing, think of that one person in your friend group who always makes things up, maybe messes things up, but still makes you laugh. That's the vibe you're going for when you're writing. Number three, drama, drama, drama. If your book doesn't have any drama, why should anyone care? People read bestsellers because they want tension, the mess and the chaos. That's the secret sauce of it all. Throw in a couple of betrayals, some scandalous secrets, and maybe even a fight over some inheritance money. Now you're onto something, okay? Because nobody wants to read a boring, happy ever after story unless it's wrapped up in a whole bunch of unnecessary problems. But don't go rushing to fix those problems too fast. What are some problems that you could toss in there? Some tropes like that somebody got pregnant unexpectedly. Somebody is secretly broke that's always showing up to the family reunions acting funny. Or what's going down with the high school reunion, okay? Number four, some cliffhangers. Here's the art of making readers possibly need to add some more books to their to be read list. So, have you ever read a book that you then realize you stayed up until 3 in the morning reading because you just couldn't stop? That's some cliffhanger magic, okay? It's all about leaving just enough questions unanswered at the end of every chapter that readers can't help but want to dive into the next book. So don't let them rest, don't let them breathe. If you're not asking who the heck's behind this murder at least 3 times a chapter, you're probably doing it wrong. Go ahead and hit them with a cliffhanger every once in a while. Either they'll hate it or love it. Either way, it will draw in reviews. Now, number five, pacing and knowing when to slow down or speed up. It's just like a relationship. Pacing is extremely tricky. Too fast and people can't keep up. Too slow and they're going to DNF your book and tell everybody on Facebook. So you got to know when to hit the gas and when to put on the brakes, like a high-speed chase with a surprise pit stop. Slow down for some juicy details, but speed up when it's time for the big payoff. What you're going to want to do while you're writing is imagine reading a love scene that lasts 50 pages. Would you want to keep reading that? Not exactly. So you're going to have to make sure that you can keep it moving and get to the good stuff and the good parts. Now, number six is the most important, the ending. It better be good or you'll get hated for it. So here's the thing. No one wants to read the book if the ending does not hit right. You can have all the drama, all the thrills, and all the juicy characters that you want to, but if your conclusion at the end of that book sucks, it's over. You're done. Expect the 1-star reviews to come. People want to feel like all the pieces fit together. They don't want to experience loose ends unless you're going to drop a sequel. That's the only way. So make sure that you do leave them satisfied but hungry for more. And last but not least, make sure that they feel like they just finished their last pieces, like slice of pizza in the box, but they still want to come back for another one. Treat it like Lay's chips. So you're going to want to make sure you create an environment that has people coming back for each next chapter. That's how you do create a real bestseller. Whether it's a New York Times bestseller that you're aiming for, if it's that you want to hit the top 100 on Amazon, you have to do what is best for you. Write your book for you, with that being said as well. All of these tips are great, but if you are forcing yourself to write, if you are forcing a word count to come about, you're not going to do the story any justice. Write the story that you would want to read. Okay, write it with excitement, write it with your heart. If you ever get overwhelmed to the point where you're like, I don't know where to go, I don't know where to turn, the best place to turn is reading a bestseller in the genre that you're writing in. Will you start to get some imposter syndrome? It might creep in. You might start to feel like, oh my God, I don't want my book to sound exactly like this. I don't want it to sound exactly like that. That's not going to happen. You could try your best to memorize a page in somebody's book. Sit down an hour later and try and write it word for word. It's not going to happen. What will occur is that you will learn how to pace yourself. You'll learn how to pace your writing. You'll learn how to make characters a little questionable. You'll learn a lot by reading. As an author, we have to study. We have to put it into practice. Studying is us reading work that has been successful. And it's also helping other people. It's talking about other books in the genre. There's a bunch of different ways out there. If there are any other tips that I missed out on, let me know. This is my first video in my series, Fridays with French, where I do come and drop some advice for readers, authors, publishers, marketers, and just create conversations in dialogue, if nothing else. If you have not already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Fable. I almost said Snapchat, but I'm not even on there. My book, My Favorite Ex, is still for free on Amazon for the time being. That's my way of saying thank you to everyone who has supported me. I'll see you all in the next video.